What's going on, diamonds and gents? This is Miss Trey at Gym, and you are watching Gym Spot TV. How you doing? How your mama doing? Daddy doing? How about doing? This is gonna be a quick, well, not quick, but this is gonna be a recap of Tyler Perry and Oprah's interview together, which is Oprah's next chapter. Miss O was getting to the nitty-gritty, even did some recaps on some shows that she had done previously with Mr. Tyler Perry giving us the TTT. So we're going to get on into it. But before we do that, what I want you to do, if you have not already, is to hit that subscribe button. The next thing I need you to do is to thumbs up this video. And sometime during the video, you need to leave me a comment if I forgot some, didn't put some down, how you like. You know how we do it. I love dialoguing with the diamonds and the gents, okay? And if you have clicked subscribe recently, I just want to thank you so much for being a part of the diamonds and the gents and all my darlings over here. I appreciate you all, and some of the old ones that kick it with me, that share the videos. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, so let's get on into this recap. Now, let me just commend you, Miss O. Miss O, I love every minute of Miss O. Say, look, the only reason why I'm doing this next chapter with you, let's just make it clear, I'm doing this as a promotional reason. She was like, I'm doing this for promotional reasons. I mean, you know, you kind of, your life been an open book through all your plays and your movies. This is just me talking. Through all your plays and your movies and everything you've been doing. And hey, I get, Miss O said, this promotional reasons. Let's get into this interview. I mean, you know, hey, he has been on her show countless times when she had the Oprah Winfrey show, you know, in the Hot Birth Studios and everything. And you know, hey, but you know, the times that he was on her show, actually I had never really even seen those interviews, so I'm glad that they did do some recaps into Mr. Tyler Perry's story, okay? And also, what I do love is that they are two at the height of their, you know, prime and of their career as far as media goes and entertainment, and decide to say, you know what, let's bring it together as black folk. And they actually gonna work together. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say to that. And ain't nothing much I could, you know, say to that. I think that that is so commendable that you two are coming together and you're saying, you know what, let's work together. What people say we can't do, let us do. I commend that. I tell people all the time, like, you always saying what we can't do. Well, let me and you defy the odds and work together. I like that. Anyway, Oprah and Sophia, you know, Madea had to meet Sophia, had to get on together and tell her about the own listings and everything. They talked about that, and Miss Oprah say, I was on the treadmill and I was moving, and I get a phone call early in the morning from Tyler Perry and say, hey, it's time for it's time for Madea to meet Sophia. And it was basically, well, y'all seen the video and everything. Basically, it was them two talking about how you can find OWN, because people was having trouble finding OWN and things like that. So y'all don't get to watching OWN. Start watching OWN, basically. Alright. And then Oprah Winfrey asked Tyler Perry, well, was talking to Tyler Perry about something. And Tyler Perry gave Spike Lee a compliment, and Oprah said, "Wait, I thought y'all had a beef, honey. What you giving compliments all willy-nilly like that?" And then Mr. Tyler Perry had to explain. He said, I ain't got no beef with that brother. Me and that brother, I don't have a beef with him. And I'm the cat. And one thing I like about Mr. Tyler Perry say, look, I got an issue with you. And I'm the same kind. If I got an issue with you, I don't mind picking up my phone and calling you. Hey, what your problem is? You know what I'm saying? And he said, I called that man. And he said, and I realized something. He don't get it. But before we get to that, or the resolution, let's get to the beef. Now, in 2009, Spike Lee had an interview with some guy on his show, and he makes a comment about Tyler Perry. Come 2011, I think it was a box office hit. Something was going on the red carpet. I guess somebody must have said something to Tyler Perry about the critics or whatever. And Mr. Tyler Perry said, let me tell you something. I mean, my answer to this is, I don't care what the hell does. I just couldn't wait to say that. I don't care what the hell. Okay, Spike Lee and all the other critics think about it. It's about the millions of folks that get it. And that's all that is to it. Another clap. That's all I gotta say to that. And so we go rewind, and so Tyler Perry is telling Oprah, like, you know, I ain't got no beefs with him. I said what it is I had to say then about it. I called the man. He don't get it. It's whatever. He was like, he's a genius in his own right. I'm gonna say this, and I know a lot of people gonna get mad at me, but you feel how you want to feel. When I was younger and I would watch Spike Lee movies, I didn't get it. I seen School Days when it came out. I think it was the 80s. I seen Call Girl or Girl 6 or whatever the heck that was. I seen a lot of his movies and I didn't get it. So I said, you know what, when I get grown, I did. I said this when I was young. When I get grown, maybe I'm watching and I'll get it. I still don't get it. Crooklyn and a lot of that stuff ended. The endings was terrible. I watched She's Gotta Have It, but I didn't get it. Now that I remember, I did. I think it was the Jungle Fever story. I think so. I just didn't get them. I mean, you know, hey. But again, am I saying, oh, he ain't no good this or good that? I just didn't get you, brother. That's just what it is. I mean, you know, so sometimes you can try to be so prolific on the one end to that you don't get it. You know, you just go over other people's head. And it wasn't because I was a kid. I just didn't get it. I didn't get the way you ended things. I just didn't get it. That's just my opinion. And I know a lot of people, other people gonna have things to say. The only thing that I liked that Spike Lee did was Malcolm X. And how the hell can he mess up a story that's already been written? I'm just saying. Moving on. So, and then they Oprah asked Mr. Tyler Perry, was he engaged? So here I'm on Twitter. I didn't tweet Tyler Perry because I'm like, oh, so you engaged, brother? You ain't said nothing, right? And so, you know, Oprah, she had to stir the pot because she want to know, you know, like, wait, I'm supposed to be your friend. Why you ain't, you know, tell me? You know, he was like, don't you think you would know? So I kind of believed it a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, because it was coming, I'm thinking out of reliable source question, you know, whatever. So he's not engaged. I don't know if it was a never there, but not engaged. Okay. So they began to talk about the blogs and the bloggers, okay? He said he doesn't mind reading the blogs if it's critical to a point of things that he know that are genuine. Like okay, let's say for instance my recent blog about the Temptation movie. I wrote a letter and it was real cute, and I liked the movie Temptation. I rated it a 3 out of 1 to 5 gems. I rated it a 3 because I had figured the story out before it was over. Okay, I had figured the thing out. I knew that Brandy's character was going to be related to the Harvey. I knew that somehow they're going to be related to one another. I knew that he was the one gave her AIDS, so I knew that old girl was going to get AIDS. I knew it was going to get there, you know. The only twist I seen was at the end when Lance Gross character end up getting a new wife and a child. Okay, in a young version. Okay, so that was the only twist that I seen. So because of that, so one of my diamond sisters on here left me a message like, girl, I clearly love that movie. I would have gave it a 4.5. So I explained to her, you know, from taking film studies in school, one thing I learned was if you can figure out a movie before the ending, then it doesn't mean it's poorly written. It just means it's predictable. And so that was part of my rating argument. It was a good movie, but it was predictable. People can figure it out before it ended. Okay, and so that's why I gave it a 3. And so I said, in the future, bring in a fresh writer with fresh ideas that'll kind of keep it from being so predictable on the level that it's on. And that's what I said. And so, was it critical? No. Was it something that could help? I think so. A lot of people said it as well. I'm just one that I live my truth out, so I'm voicing how I feel. I am obligated to those that read my blog to be, you know, upfront with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say, he was saying he doesn't mind that as long as, you know, you're giving something that's of substance. And so did Miss O say the same thing. The only thing they said they don't like is when it's just you negative, you just, you know, and they would rather not change who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because it will be suicidal, in other words. So I like that. I also like, from that same scene, Oprah said something. She was like, people have to earn the right for you to express your vulnerability. I like that statement, because a lot of times, a lot of people, and I noticed even on here, where you be like, oh, send me this, send me that, send me that, and if you got anything you want me to talk to you about, you know, show your truth, talk about you, and then of course people will be open to you. But I'm just a sidebar, just a little something, tad bit, whatever. Moving on. So what I did like that I saw was that Mr. Tyler Perry got 400 employees. That's what I'm talking about. God dog it, hit a round of applause, boo. You got 400 employees. That means that you have created jobs in a messed up economy. If God ain't all up in it, I don't know what is. Also, about to build an extra part of the studio to dedicate to Harry Belafonte. So that means more jobs for people. You know, hey, that's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. I ain't say nothing, I clap, but you know what I'm talking about. Oprah asked if he felt a sense of responsibility to Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobbi Kristina. He said, I felt a sense of responsibility to Whitney. And she was like, elaborate. And he said, you know what? Whitney opened up to me and she told me her truth. She told me, you know, what she was going through. It was like she sensed something big was about to happen in her life, or a change, or, you know, a lot of times, and I believe that too. When people are about to lose their life or something big is about to happen, it's somehow they prepare you. You know what I'm saying? For what the shift is about to be, or the change is. And so Whitney was kind of preparing not just him, but, you know, saying her truth to him. So he was trying to help her, you know, as far as the rehab and all of that. So anyway, after her passing, he had, you know, those, if you've been on the rock and you ain't been watching For Better or Worse, Bobbi Kristina had took a role on For Better or Worse, and she was playing, you know, Jennifer's daughter or whatever. She had a small role. She did pretty good to me. And, you know, basically he was just saying he would like for her to use this as a launching pad for her to get to that next place. So, hey. And she asked if they keep in touch. She said yeah. Okay. He said yeah. Okay, moving on. The 200 men. Now they did, like I said, they did the snapback from the blast in the past or what have you. And the 200 men that had been touched. First of all, sidebar. Here we go. Here we go. And I always say this because I don't know who's watching. Okay? And from being a victim of child molestation. Okay? Same sex, by the way. You people, I ain't gonna just say men, because I got touched by a woman. Or I should say teenager. You people, keep your hands to your damn self and stop touching other folks' children. If you ain't got no self-control over your loins, then you don't need to be bound nobody's child. And that's just what it is. It's time for you to get somewhere and get some dang on help. And that's just what it is. You got folk that be needing counseling. Some of these kids come out of it touching other folks' kids. This stuff is getting ridiculous. You all need to get your dang on hands off folks' children. And I digress and I'll come back. So, he was helping. He was telling his truth, okay? And in the process of telling his truth, he helped 200 other men be able to tell their truth, okay? And they did it on a national platform. What I like about it was they all told their stories. They wanted to know why, how did you get over it, and all this and that, and they're commendable, you know. It take when I'm gonna say this, because every time I do one of her next chapters, I always end up revealing the truth about myself, which this is something that I've talked about in other videos. So if you can go back. One thing about me, I don't mind standing in my truth. I don't mind talking about my life, you know what I'm saying, if it helps. A lot of things in my life, no, I don't talk about, but hey, I'm a writer. I got plenty of books that'll be to you. So you better liable to get that, you know. One thing I'm going to say is, when it comes to standing in your truth, what has happened to you, it takes a lot for people to do things like that. And what I've noticed with a lot of different radio personalities, comedians, different things like that, people make a mockery of when people stand in their truth. I'm going to say this, and I'm one that loves comedy. I'll crack a joke on your mama if your mama ain't right. Speaking of mamas not being right, got a story for y'all about that, but that'll be on a later video. So when people stand in their truth, I'm going to leave you with this. Support them. Because you never know. I'm going to say this. Just support them. Because you never know whose life is touching. Who it may be helping to keep them from being on the edge. And if a Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey or Miss Trey at Gym or even you can tell your story, stand in your truth, then maybe I don't have to kill myself or I don't have to harm myself. So support people. When they stand in their truth, support them. You know, because, and you may have a story to tell. You may just be too afraid to open up about your story. You know, a lot of times through the emails, I'm noticing people ready. The reason why That Gym Corner is called That Gym Corner, a lot of times when people need advice, they're willing to come out of their corner, come on now, to come on over to my corner to ask what it is they want to ask. So when you need that kind of help, support people. That's all I'm saying. Support people. So Tyler Perry talked about his ride with President Obama. And he was talking about how President Obama was talking to him and all he heard was wah, 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 wah. You know, because I'm riding with the president of these here United States. And President Obama said to him, he was like, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. Backtrack. Tyler Perry said to him, he said, I know you do this every day. You know what I'm saying? There's freeway cleared for you every day. You know, you do this every day. You too comfortable. And what he said to him was, what President Obama said to him. He said, you know, you the president. You president of the United States. You know, it's not every day people get to meet a president, or President Barack Obama, or you. And President Obama said to him, it's not every day. Or no, that's not the way that went. I'm gonna tell it right. Thank you. I'm gonna tell it right. Okay, he said to him that, he did say that, but he said to him, he said, what great country we live in. Okay, what great country we live in to know that you know, as a black man can be elected to be president of the United States. He didn't say black, but you, like letting him know, yeah, you can be elected to be president of the United States. And Barack Obama said, what great country we live in that you can be a Tyler Perry. And he said that was the most significant thing that had ever happened to him. And it's moments like that that defined his life. So they left on that moment, and all I gotta say is it was a good next chapter. I enjoyed it. It was more to me, more so than promotional. It was good. So Tuesday and Wednesday, make sure y'all are watching. The haves and the have-nots would be Tuesday on, and Wednesday would be Love Thy Neighbor. And y'all know I'm tuning in to the Love Thy Neighbor. Tuesday I'm gonna catch it, but Wednesday I'm gonna be there for sure. So diamonds, you are the toughest material on the earth, ladies, and there is none like you. Gents, you're no longer boys when you watch this channel. And to all my dogs,